ESPN Cleveland 101.3, Cleveland and Bradley County's local sports show, weekdays at 5 on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
From the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 101.3, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
It's time for The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, presented by Hardees. We will bring you nonstop sports news from the national and local scene and everything in between. So buckle up and join in on the conversation. It's The Drive.
Welcome back into The Drive. I hope everybody out there is having a good Thursday afternoon. I am Jim Gunn. We're coming to you live from the ESPN studios, and Andy's not here today. Jacob's not here today, so I'm doing the show solo, or maybe not. I've got my good friend in here, Bart Greenberger, back joining us today. Bart, thank you very much for coming in today.
Thanks for having me, Jim. This is going to be a fun day to talk sports.
It is going to be a fun day to talk. Listen, it's always a good day to talk sports, is it not?
It is. It is. You and I are just diehard sports guys. We love talking about everything sports. I'm looking forward to the next hour.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff going on today, and of course we're going to start off today by reminding everybody about what's going on here locally with the two high school football teams that are still alive. Walker Valley is going to be traveling to Sevier County. That game, you'll be able to hear that on Oldies 99.1 and Mixed TV. We're going to televise that game as well. I'll be on the call with Andy doing it on Oldies. Of course, Steve Hartline will be on the play-by-play on Mixed TV. Him and Graves could be doing that. The winner of that game will play the winner of Lincoln County and Powell. Hopefully Walker Valley can, do what they've been doing and play great defense and good offense and find a way to get a win. And, of course, Bradley Central, they're going over to Oakland in Murfreesboro. So that will be at 8 o'clock kick on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. The winner of that game will play the winner of Science Hill and Green Hill. So we still got two teams alive in the high school playoffs, but both and I know we don't have betting lines in high school football, but if we did, I think they'd both be double-digit underdogs right now. But that's why they play the games, right?
You got to play the games. You just don't know. It's high school. Maybe the kids don't show up. They're not as motivated. They're not as focused. Hey, anything can happen.
Listen, here's this. High school. Listen, I don't know who the Sevier County football, the quarterback is. Let's say his girlfriend breaks up with him tomorrow. And he's going to be down to stuff like that happens.
It's high
stuff
school.
Like that affects kids' psyche. Not wishing anything like that.
No,
things like that behind the scenes that we are never aware of happens. I've heard of stories like that. I've heard, that quarterback, he was down in the dumps prior to the game. I'm like, what happened? Well, his girlfriend of 2 years broke up with him the night before. And I'm like, gosh, that would affect a lot of stuff like that happens. So
how about he gets a B in a class that he's getting all A's in? That affects the high school kids.
Now, me on the other hand, I'd be doing cartwheels. I got a B.
I got a B.
I passed.
I'm just saying, I don't know anything about the Sevier quarterback either, but they're high schoolers. Anything can happen. Who cares if they're quote-unquote double-digit? Just go out and play the game and beat them.
Exactly. And we'll get into some of the local sports. We've got some middle school stuff going on. We've got some other high school stuff going on. We're going to get into some of that here in a little bit. But since I've got you right now, I want to get your take. I'm going to reveal again for everyone out there. I'm sure everyone has seen it. But the latest top 25 from the college football playoff that was released on Tuesday. Here are the top 25 teams, and I'm going to go over all 25 of them. Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, Texas A&M 3, Alabama 4, Georgia 5, Texas Tech 6, Ole Miss 7, Oregon 8, Notre Dame 9, Texas number 10. Now, that's where the seeding begins and ends. Now, Oklahoma is ranked number 11. At this moment, they would not be in the playoffs. BYU is number 12, Utah 13, Vanderbilt 14. Miami is sitting there at number 15, but they would be the number 11 seed as the highest rated ACC team.
Right.
And then you got Georgia Tech, USC, Michigan, Virginia, Louisville, Iowa, Pitt, Tennessee at number 23, South Florida at number 24 would be the final seeded team. They'd be the number 12 seed from the American Athletic Conference. And then Cincinnati brings up number 25. So your initial reactions to the second version of the college football playoffs weekly rankings?
Not a surprise for anybody in this area. Big Ten and SEC just dominate. I was a little surprised when the CFP rankings came out last week that your last two people that will get in are fairly lower ranked.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think you just said they're 14 and 18.
Miami's 15 and South Florida's 24.
Yeah, so that's a little surprising. I like that they expanded to 12. You got to be inclusive, but let's be honest. A couple of those teams that are sitting at the 10, 11, 12, they're probably not going to go too far in the playoffs this year.
Well, it was so funny because you know who Paul Feinbaum is.
Oh.
Did you see his rant about the
I can't
seating?
stand him.
Well, he's on our air. He's on our air here.
Sorry,
well, listen, it's okay.
He's an SEC apologist.
He is, but he came out there the other day. And he just said, "Why they even got the group of 5 in there? Oh, that's just like that's like putting a AAA team in the Major League Baseball playoffs." And I'm like, "Listen, you don't have to like it, but without the group of 5, or actually group of 6, now, if you didn't include at least one slot for them, we wouldn't have a 12-team playoff."
That's correct.
There had to be every conference had to vote to agree to this, and if you don't give an opportunity for inclusion from the American Athletic or Conference USA or the Sun Belt or Mid-America and Mountain West, you're not having we're still at the 14 playoffs. We're still there.
Could not agree with you more.
You got to listen, the NCAA tournament, basketball tournament, 68 teams. Every single Division I conference has a conference representative at the minimum of 1. So that's 30, I think it's 34. I think there's 34 conferences. So there's 34 that are automatic and there's 34 at large. In the college football playoffs, you got 5 automatic and you got 7 at large. You're still allowing a committee to pick and choose who gets in there. And let's be honest, they're human, man. They can make mistakes. Do they get it right? No, of course not. But that's the system we've got. So we've got a field of 12. You got the top 4 get buys. From 5 to 12, it's those 8 teams play each other. 5 playing 12, 5 playing 11. 6 playing 11, and so on. And the better seed is the host. So right now, the way it works out right now, we would have number 12 seed South Florida at Georgia, number 9 seed Notre Dame at Oregon, number 11 seed Miami at Texas Tech, and number 10 seed Texas at Ole Miss. And then the winner of those games would go on to play in the semifinals.
And here's what I want to remind Paul Feinbaum is the fact that, yes, 2025, the other 5, nobody's really that good. That's 1 year. That's an anomaly. Next year, especially with the portals, with the NIL, all of that, there's bound to be a team from one of the lower-ranked conferences that is having a great year, and they deserve to be in there. So this year, maybe they're not as deserving, but I agree with you. You have to include everybody. That's what makes it so much fun. And who knows, maybe they upset one game in the playoffs, and that changes everything.
Well, listen, South Florida right now is the team, and they are sitting there with 2 losses. But, we've seen years where when Cincinnati was playing in American, there was a year they were undefeated. We've seen Boise State have some really good years. We don't know. Listen, we don't know that South Florida won't upset someone in the playoffs. We don't know. Could. What are the odds of a 12 seed going on and winning the whole thing? Probably very slim, very slim. But it's like we were talking about Bradley playing Oakland in high school. Oakland's got like 9 Division I prospects on their roster. Bradley's got 1. Okay, you know what?
But what if?
But what if? What if something's it's happened before? We've seen crazy upsets in college football before. We've seen crazy upsets in all sports,
March Madness. What was it? VCU?
VCU. VCU played in the play-in game in Dayton, Ohio. They ended up in the Final Four.
That's right.
And I'll never forget that year, Dick Vitale, who I love, Dick Vitale, he was going nuts. He goes, they don't deserve to be in. He didn't think they deserved to be in the playing games in Dayton. He thought that someone, I can't remember, there was someone else he thought should have been in there over VCU. Well, all they did was just advance, survive and advance. And we've seen crazy things happen. So I'm okay with it, but
I am too, because let them play the game. The problem with 4 is we knew we were leaving out quality teams. With 12, yeah, it's probably more than is necessary, but I think it's the right number.
I would rather err on the side of too many teams getting into postseason than not enough.
100% agree with you.
I'd hate the thought of a deserving team being left out. If an undeserving team gets in, hey, if they're that undeserving, they'll get beat first game, and then you don't have to worry about them no more, okay? But my thing is, don't keep a deserving team out. By the way, this brings up something that I think is interesting. There are some people that want to see the automatic bids determine the playoffs, and then some don't want any automatic bids. They want a 12-team, all 12 teams being selected. I personally want to see some automatic teams. I think what we've got right now is fine. 5 automatic and 7 at large. There are some people that want to see all 12 to be at large. I don't think that's good for college football because I think you would have too many conferences left out, and I don't think that's good.
Well, the reason why I like it is, what's the point of playing the regular season, then to play, say, the Big Ten or the SEC championship and not have something on the line other than bragging rights? Because if you did that and they were just all, if you're basically saying the conference championship games don't mean anything, players are going to sit out and they're going to wait for the bowl game. And that is going to depreciate the product that college football is putting on the field.
Well, one thing that a lot of people have said before is they believe that they've expanded from 4 to 12 because of the number of kids that were sitting out these bowl games.
That's right.
We saw in major bowl. We're talking about kids sitting out Rose Bowls, Sugar Bowls, Orange Bowls, Cotton Bowls, Fiesta Bowls. Good players sitting out, and I'm like, the product on the field suffered. Attendance was lagging, so nobody's sitting out a playoff game. You know,
and
you're
remember,
just not.
Christian McCaffrey sat out his bowl game way back when, and they were down on him. And
he was one of the first.
He was, and it's a business. The NCAA has been exploiting their player athletes, their student athletes, for years. Yep. Christian McCaffrey said, I'm not going to get anything out of this bowl game. I'm not going to risk an injury that would hurt my career. And as it turns out, and I have him on my fantasy team, but he is an injury risk. So maybe he was making the right decision.
Yeah, but here's my thing about kids sitting out bowl games. Okay, how come you didn't sit out game 6, game 10? You could get hurt in game 6, game 10 also. If you're mathematically eliminated from a possibility of the conference championship, if Tennessee's not going to win the SEC this year, why don't they sit out?
Let me play devil's advocate.
Which I don't like it, by the way. Okay? Right. But I'm sitting there going, they sit out the bowl games. I'm like, well, why don't you sit out the game against Florida? Sit out against Vandy. What's the point? So I'm against kids sitting out.
I know you are. You're more old school.
But I see both sides. I do.
Okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate.
All right.
I want you to go back 5 or 6 years, because bowl games are different now because of the playoffs. Go back 5 or 6 years. What did an NCAA student athlete get for participating in a bowl game? They would get
good swag, good bag of swag,
that's
man.
Exactly. They got a bag of swag, and that's it. And if they got injured, and there was a player in the
Notre Dame lost a guy who was a projected first round guy. He got an ACL, and it really cost him. But my contention there, that could have happened in game 3.
I understand that. But also the Ohio State running back, and I can't think of his name right now, who blew out his knee 17 ways, ended up getting drafted by the Arizona Cardinals. I can't remember his name. He got injured in a bowl game, and he missed the entire what would have been his rookie year. Anyway, I'll think of his name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My point is back then, 5-6 years ago, there was zero incentive for a player to risk getting injured when he knew he was going to be drafted, and hurt his signing bonus or hurt his salary. So from a player, there was no incentive to play a bowl game because that bowl game meant nothing to him. Did it mean something to the fans? Did it mean something to the team? Sure. But to the player, it meant nothing. Now, the players are incentivized because the players and the schools are making money when they win in the playoffs, in the bowl games. So it's a different system, and that's why people aren't sitting out now.
And of course, now the teams that don't make the playoffs, we're still seeing kids sit out those bowl games.
Oh, certainly.
The ReliaQuest Bowl or the Citrus Bowl or the Gator Bowl. There's kids sitting out. It is what it is. We're not going to be able to stop that. That's just the reality of it. But I don't, like I said, I'm not a fan of it. I guess because my mindset was like, Herschel Walker didn't sit at a bowl game. Bo Jackson didn't sit at any bowl games. Even they weren't playing for national championship every year too. But they play. That's a new phenomenon, and I get it in a certain way, but in another way, I'm like, you're bailing on your teammates, man. But the teammates don't seem to have a problem with it.
They don't.
And there's so little credence given to bowl victories these days.
Nobody cares.
They don't. They really don't. And you remember this when you and I were younger, bowl games were huge. I mean, they were huge. It was such bragging rights, possibility. You win it looks like somebody loses the Rose Bowl. Oh my gosh, that opens it up for the team playing in the Orange Bowl tonight. You know how that used to go.
I remember
stuff like that used to happen all the time, and so I grew up in an era where playing in a bowl game was a major deal. And these days, that's almost heartbreaking to me to see these bowl games and look in the stands, and there's just not only just there's sections that are completely empty.
I agree. They can't sell the tickets. So I want to throw one thing out to you, something you mentioned about when we went from 4 to 12. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine in 2025 if we only had 4 playoff teams? We know the first 3 as of today. The only 3 undefeated teams, mm-hmm. Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M. But, Jim, who would you put in your 4th if we were only allowed 4? And, by the way, it's kind of hypothetical, but it's kind of not, because we know right now that Alabama's sitting in the 4 spot. But do they get the 4 over Georgia?
Well, they beat Georgia head-to-head.
I agree.
But then you go back and you're like, well, who did Alabama lose to? A very bad Florida State team. And so you're sitting there going, okay, what about Ole Miss? What about Texas Tech? So you can go all the way down the line. Who's got the best loss? Is that where we're at? Who's got the best loss? And unfortunately, I think it is. Now, Alabama, granted, they did have that stretch where they played 4 consecutive weeks where they beat a ranked team all 4 times.
Unbelievable.
And listen, we all know, and if you're a Florida State fan, you know this too. If Alabama played Florida State today, they'd beat them by 20 points.
At least.
I'm very, very confident when I say that. But it was the first game of the year. The results count. And that's kind of like Notre Dame. And now Andy, who usually sits where you're at right now, he's a huge Notre Dame fan. They lost their first 2 games of the year. But, man, I'm telling you right now, that team looks dangerous. They look really, really good. The defense is playing good. They've got just a tremendous rushing attack. The quarterback's playing well. They're hitting on all cylinders right now.
Nobody wants to play them.
Nobody wants to play them. I got in a little bit of dispute with a guy who's a Vanderbilt guy, and he's saying, "Well, Vanderbilt should get in over Notre Dame." And I'm sitting there going, "Let me tell you something, okay? At some point, we got to stop looking at the resumes and we just go, who's the better team? Who is the better team?" Now, obviously, that's subjective. Your opinion and my opinion can be completely different. But I know this much. I'm an Ohio State fan. I'd much rather play Vanderbilt than I would Notre Dame.
Oh, any day.
Because I think Notre Dame has a lot deeper roster. I think their overall team is better. Don't get me wrong. I think Vanderbilt's a really good team, and I'm happy for them because, Vanderbilt hadn't done squat my whole life. And here they are, really the second year in a row that they've been playing pretty darn competitive football. They're better this year than they were last year. And I want them to do well. But at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, you're probably about a top 15 program. I'm not going to put them. It's hard for me to say they're top 10.
They're not.
And even teams that might have a worse loss than Vanderbilt, I'm still going. At the end of the day, I don't like Vanderbilt's roster as much as I do that team's roster, and that's just the reality of where we are in 2025. But so the selection committee versus the at-large versus the no at-large. I think it's fine to have a combination of the two.
Agreed.
I think you should have some automatic qualifiers and some at-large. But some people want the extreme all the way, 100% at-large or 100% automatic. You can have a little of both.
Agreed.
And that's what we got right now.
And I think it makes the conference championship games mean a little bit more.
And by the way, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to get into a little bit of a controversy as far as the committee. Mack Rhodes is stepping it down from his roles for personal reasons. College Football Playoff Executive Director Rich Clark said that Rhodes will step down from his role. Well, he has stepped down. And Hunter Yurchek from Arkansas is the new committee chair. And Utah Athletic Director Mark Harlan has been added to the committee. You're listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. We'll be back after this.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
All right, Mr. Gobbles, it's that time of year again. Got any last requests? What? You want a smoking hot deal on a new Kia? Mucho dinero for your trade and your credit pardon? Well, you're going to have to come to Kia Cleveland today. This is John Davis, the trade-in man at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway with great news for turkeys. Kia Cleveland will pay you up to $7,000 over Kelly Blue Book market value for your old turkey that you're driving. That's right, up to $7,000 for any trade in any condition, and we'll buy your car for cash, even if you don't buy a car from us. Got foul credit? Don't sweat it. Our lenders will say yes to you and yes to your situation. So quit your old car, cold turkey, and get up to $7,000 for any trade in any condition. Come see me, John Davis, at Kia Cleveland on South Lee Highway in beautiful Cleveland, Tennessee, where trading your car is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Negative trade equity finance with a new loan subject to lender approval. Expires month end.
KiaofCleveland.com. Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon raisin biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
This Friday evening, the Walker Valley Mustangs travel to Sevier County for round 2 of the playoffs. And we've got great news for you. You can watch all the action live on MixTV.tv this Friday. You don't have MixTV.tv? It's available for free on the Mix app. You can download it at MyMix1041.com. Walker Valley, Sevier County. Watch the entire game on MixTV.tv. Driven by Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland.
This Thanksgiving season, all of us at Honda Cleveland just want to say thank you for your trust, your loyalty, and for letting us be part of your journey. We're proud to be a 3-time Honda President's Award winner and a Carfax top-rated lifetime dealer. And it's all because of you. Right now, we're celebrating with special Happy Honda Day savings. Get more for your trade-in. Finance your new Honda from just 2.99% APR and make no payments for 90 days. That's right, no payments for 90 days, so you can keep your cash for the holidays. And don't miss our true certified pre-owned Hondas too. They're backed by a 3-day return policy, 24/7 roadside assistance, and a powerful warranty. Honda Cleveland, your car, your way. every day. Just off I-75, exit 20, 1 mile east. From all of us at Honda Cleveland, happy Thanksgiving, and we hope to see you soon.
ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Looking to take the next step? Cleveland State Community College is here to help you define your tomorrow. We've been voted the #1 college choice in your county, and it's easy to see why. Flexible classes that fit your schedule. Learn on campus, online, or both. It's your choice. Cleveland State gives you the freedom to learn when, where, and how you want. Apply now. Spring semester is just around the corner. To find out more, visit registration.clevelandstate.cc or call 423-473-2321. Define your tomorrow at Cleveland State.
Do you suffer from unsightly leg veins? Are your legs turning brown or swelling? Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Do you have restless legs or leg cramps disturbing your sleep? These symptoms are signs of bad veins. Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Find more information online at milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682 and get rid of those bad veins.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Duracell in Cleveland is now hiring mechanical skilled technicians $22 to $27 per hour. Excellent benefits beginning day one. Medical, dental, vision insurance, paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k, tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply now at Duracell.com. That's Duracell.com. And before we get to Bart, I do want to remind everyone out there some local stuff going on around here. In middle school wrestling, Lake Forest is at Cleveland Middle, 5 o'clock boys and girls teams. Ocoee at Hunter Middle, 6 o'clock boys and girls. And middle school basketball, Cleveland Middle School boys and girls at East Hamilton tonight. JV girls and boys 4 and 5, followed by the varsity girls at 6, varsity boys at 7. Ocoee Middle School hosts a Gladden tonight. Junior varsity girls and boys at 5 and 6, varsity boys and girls and boys I should say 7 and 8. And Lake Forest Middle School played Chattanooga Prep yesterday. Boys scores 6th grade Lake Forest won 40-24. 7th it was Chattanooga Prep 32-23 winning that one, and then the 8th grade Chattanooga Prep winning 46-26. I am sitting here with Bart Greenberger, and Bart, you've been on the show a few times before, but there are some people out there that have never heard you. Tell a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I'd love to. Thank you. I own a company called Perception is Reality. Not only am I a media agency, a media buyer for TV and radio across the country, but more importantly than that, I am a business coach and I'm a public speaker. And I work with small business owners and I help them run the business side of owning a small business. A lot of the contractors out there, they have a mentor who taught them how to do whatever their skill set is. Plumbing, HVAC, drywall, painting, whatever. Mm-hmm. But a lot of their mentors haven't taught them the business side of it, and that's where I come in.
Gotcha. How do people reach you?
You can go to PIRBiz.com. Biz is a B-I-Z, PIRBIZ.com. Or my email is bart@PIRBiz.com.
There you go. All right. So I always like to do a question of the day when you come in here because it's just so much fun. Who has the best postseason? And we got 8 different categories: Major League Baseball, the NFL, the NHL, the NBA, college football, college basketball, college baseball, and college hockey. So let me throw a few things out there before we get into it. Major League Baseball, you have 12 teams. You have the wild card round, the NLDS, ALDS, the NLCS, ALCS, and then the World Series. In the NFL, you have the wild card. Then you had the divisional round, the AFC and NFC championship games, and then the Super Bowl. In the NHL, it's a perfect system. There are 16 teams. You go from 16 to 8 to 4 to 2, and of course, the winner of that is the Stanley Cup champ. NBA, you have 20 teams. You have the play-in, which began last year or the year before. Then it goes to 16, 8, 2, 8, 4, then 2 teams playing for the NBA Finals. College football, you have the 12-team playoff format, which we're going to be getting into that pretty soon. You have the 4 on-campus games. You have the 4 quarterfinals, the semifinals, and the college football championship game. College basketball, you have 68 teams. You got the first 4, which are played in Dayton. Then you got the first and second rounds. That leads to the Sweet 16, to the Elite 8, and then to the Final 4. College baseball is 64 teams. You have the 16 regionals. Then you have the 8 super regionals, and then those 8 teams go to the College World Series. And then college hockey is much like the NHL. 16 teams. You have the 4 regionals, and then you got 4 teams that go to the Frozen Four. So of those 8 different potential postseasons, which ones do you like the best? And give me your top 3.
Great question. I will tell you from a format standpoint, nothing beats March Madness. The way it has been done, I used to take Thursday and Friday off back in the 90s.
We all did.
We all did. Have an adult beverage, and you watch basketball from sun up to sundown. It was incredible. It is still incredible what NCAA has been able to do. And I've been to several of the round 1 and round 2 games.
Me too.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm going to answer March Madness as number 1 because of the format, and 3 weeks, you're done.
Okay.
To me, I'm a baseball guy. We talked about this off air. I have to go with Major League Baseball playoffs because I'm biased. I'm admitting fully I'm biased. There is something about a Game 7 to win a World Series, which obviously we just had a couple of weeks ago, but I'd be saying this even if we didn't. You play 162 games, and for the most part, they don't mean anything. You and I both know.
We know.
Yeah.
Every team wins 50. Every team loses 50. It's what do you do with those other 62? That determines the postseason. It really does.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's 100%. Baseball's playoffs, where every pitch changes the game, I love it.
Game of inches this year, big time, was it not?
Huge. Oh, that play at the plate.
Gosh.
My third might surprise you a little bit, and that's not college.
The NHL?
NHL playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
When there's a Game 7 for the Stanley Cup, when there's a Game 7 in anything, you may remember this. I'm a Blues fan. The Blues won it all in 2019, and we had 2 different Game 7s, and then we had some pretty tight Game 6s, but the Stanley Cup was won in Boston on Game 7, and then we had to beat Dallas in double overtime in a Game 7.
Wow.
There is something about a Game 7 in hockey where I believe, pound for pound, these guys are probably the best athletes in the world. I'm not taking
It's football on ice, man.
It's not taking anything away from football players, but hockey players are the best athletes, in my opinion, and they are putting it all on the line for 60 minutes to win a Stanley Cup. So my answer is March Madness 1, baseball playoffs 2, hockey playoffs 3. And you?
Okay. Mine.
He can't wait. He's salivating over here.
It's the college football playoffs.
Oh.
I like. To me, that's my number 1 thing now.
Okay.
I like it better than the basketball. I love it. I'm a big fan of the 12-team playoffs. I'd be okay if they went to 16. I do not want to get beyond 16.
Agreed.
That's too many. I would have liked it been at 8. Honestly, I'm funny about this, Bart. I'm not one of these. I like to see buys. I like a perfect bracket. Give me 16 to 8 to 4 to 2 to 1, or give me 32 to 16. You know what I'm saying? With no buys. That's just how I am. I'm not a fan of buys. Obviously, college football is the 12-team playoff. The top 4 get buys. I could do without that.
I could too.
But if they ever go to 16, I want them to put it in stone, on a stone tablet. Won't change for 20 years, because I figure in 20 years I'm going to be dead and it won't bother me after that anyway. So I'm doing the math in my head.
16 would be great.
16 would be fine, but don't go beyond that.
Agreed.
Okay, so college football is far and away my number 1. My number 2 is college basketball.
March
Madness. I love it. I love it. I'm not a big fan of the play with the first 4 that was played in Dayton. I wish it was at 64. I just feel like those teams that play in Dayton. Now, the winner gets to go on to the big tournament. You know what I'm saying? It's the teams that lose in Dayton. I feel bad for those guys because they really didn't get to experience true March Madness.
But you do remember why they did it, right? And I'm sure I'm sure you do. because they started granting automatic berths to some of the lesser conferences.
And there were some new conferences formed.
That's right.
That went beyond where they wanted to keep the at-large the same number. So when they added more leagues, we had to add more slots.
4 more conferences, but they kept the 34 at large.
Right. So anyway, number 2 would be college basketball, and then the NFL. I love the NFL playoffs, and listen, I love baseball. But you asked me which are the ones I love the NFL playoffs. I love it. So I've got college football, college basketball, and the NFL. So we only agreed on one, did we not? On March Madness. That's the only one. And you had it number 2?
I had it.
No,
I had March
one.
Madness number 1. You have it number 2.
I have it number 2. The NFL playoffs to me are awesome.
They're good. Don't get me wrong, but it's more marketing hype than the football game. The football game itself isn't really that much different.
But you know what's so funny? Because I'm not a hockey. Not my brother, who probably is listening today. Hello, Mike. How you doing? That's my brother.
Hi, Mike.
He loves the NHL playoffs. He loves, the Stanley Cup and everything, and he really gets into it. I guess I just haven't given it a chance. Have I watched it? Of course I have watched some NHL and some playoffs, and I get it is exciting. But if you're not really familiar with some of the teams and the players, and I'm not as into it as you are, obviously, because you're a Blues fan. I mean, you're from St. Louis. My favorite NHL team is the Boston Bruins because I loved Phil Esposito. That goes and that shows you how old I am because Phil Esposito's been, I don't even know if he's still alive.
I don't know.
But I mean, he was a player with the Boston Bruins back in the early 70s. And I always liked the Boston. I thought they had the best looking uniforms, the black and gold unis and everything. So I've always been a Bruins fan, but I don't keep up with it. But I know that people that do love hockey, they say, you just cannot believe how intense the NHL playoffs are and the Stanley Cup.
And that's exactly. So when the Blues were making their run, when I'm telling you, every single time a Blues opponent crossed the blue line, I was sweating and freaking out. Oh, my God, we're going to give up a goal. And every time the Blues would go down, every little shot, oh, maybe that'll go in. I don't do that with baseball playoffs. I don't do that with football playoffs. With hockey, it's intense.
Now, I'll tell you something. Around here, where college baseball has grown so fast, the College World Series is huge, and the playoffs leading up to. I mean, the baseball, the selection committee where you have the 16 regionals, you got the 8 super regionals, and it leads into the College World Series in Omaha. Around here, I see more and more people getting into the college baseball and the postseason. And friends of mine that have been to Omaha, they tell me, they say, Jim, you cannot believe how fun it is to go to Omaha for a couple weeks and endure the College World Series. I've never done it, so it's not in my top 3, but I think it would be fun to do.
2012, Indiana went. I was able to get tickets. Shout out to my friend Mike Fell. And I went to see Indiana beat Louisville 2-0 in the College World Series. Indiana's only College World Series win in their history, and I was there.
Now, was it in Omaha or the regional?
Omaha.
Oh, okay.
And it's an experience you have to do. As a sports fan that you are, you have to do it, Jim. It's incredible.
Yeah, I think it would be fun. Listen, and I love baseball. And for me to skip over Major League Baseball's postseason, because I was so into the postseason this year. And, we're talking about Baseball World Series Game 7. An NLCS or ALCS Game 7, too, is just as intense. Oh. I mean, that Mariners and Blue Jays series, I couldn't stop watching it. It was so good.
I asked you off air if you watched all 18 innings in the World Series. You said yes.
I fell asleep. I woke back up, so I can't say I saw 18, but I was aware.
Did you watch all 15 innings of Seattle and Detroit?
I can't remember if I did now. I think I did. I think I did.
It was a Friday night. I had worked a football game in Chattanooga and then drove to Indiana to spend some time with my college roommate. And when I got into his driveway, extra innings was just starting. So I admit I was driving during the first 9, but my buddy and I stayed up for 10 through 15, and loved it.
And you know how I'm so anti putting the guy on second base thing.
I know.
And when that game went to 18 innings, I'm like, well, they'll never take that away now because nobody wants to see a regular season game go 18 innings. And in my mind, I was sitting there go, this is the worst case scenario for someone who does not like the automatic runner, because they're like, we can't have this happen in the regular season. We got to get these games done. So we'll continue to see that. And that World Series game, win 18 innings, was the worst thing to happen for me. Although the game itself was great. I just hate the fact that they didn't put the automatic runner on. Because they didn't put the automatic runner on, that's why it went so long.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I don't think they'll change the playoffs. They're doing it in the regular season to save pitchers' arms.
I get it.
I don't think they care about the postseason. And I'm saying Major League Baseball as a whole, because at that point, the season's basically over. We want the game to be as pure as possible. I don't know that. That's my guess.
And I guess that's probably one of the reasons why, the NFL, you can still have a tie in the NFL. We've seen one this year. We saw Green Bay and Dallas. And they're like, the NFL's like, yeah, okay, you played 60 minutes. We're going to give you not a 15-minute extra period, but a 10-minute extra period. And if you're still tied, then game's over. It goes in as a tie. College football, on the other hand, obviously, you're playing until there's a winner. Of course, they did change the format up a few years ago to where in the third overtime, you're doing nothing but 2-point conversions.
Do you remember the Illinois-Penn State 9-overtime game?
Yeah, I do. Last year you had Georgia Tech and Georgia play 8.
I saw that. Yeah. That's right.
They went 8 overtimes.
I thought Georgia Tech had them too.
Oh, several times. Yep. I thought they did too, but that was an amazing, amazing game for sure. Hey, let's go ahead and take our second break. When we come back, we've got some other stuff we're going to get into. We got some more high school and college and middle school stuff we're going to get you aware of, and also some more college football news as well. You're listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your winter with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. Cozy up to the goodness of the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Don Ledford Chevrolet's Black Friday all-month-long sale. Receive up to 17% in red tag savings on our Chevrolet trucks and SUVs. Take home stock number 251023, a 2025 Silverado 1500 LT 4x4 crew cab with the All-Star package and 20-inch wheels that has an MSRP of $58,800 and is red tag priced at only $47,950. That's over $10,850 in savings, or 18% off a truck that you don't want to miss. And hey, we have special finance and leasing options available as well, with first payment not due until 2026. So come in today and save big at Don Ledford Chevrolet. We're at 4595 North Lee Highway in Cleveland, or go to donledford.com for details and a trade assistance coupon. Don Ledford Chevrolet, where we say yes. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Wholesale prices include qualifying rebates and or plus tax, tag, and title, and dealer fee of $649. Must take delivery by December 1st, 2025.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
Hey, this is Alfonso, the General Manager of Crown Cleveland, your local home for Jeep and Ram. I'm here to announce that we have revamped our express lane. We are fully staffed and ready to take care of all your quick lube and oil needs. Please Google Crown Cleveland and see our great service specials.
Cleveland, the all-new Select Flooring and Remodeling is now open at 5555 North Lee Highway. We carry the top flooring brands you know and trust: Mohawk, Shaw, Engineer Floors, and United Weavers. We also specialize in home remodeling and roofing, delivering quality you can count on. Take advantage of 24 months interest-free credit. Come see us Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 2. Call us today at 423-889-3007. That's Select Flooring and Remodeling, 5555 North Lee Highway, Cleveland. From the floors to the roof, we've got you covered.
Not all composite decking is the same. Enjoy life's beautiful moments on an equally beautiful composite deck. Envision's products feature deep, non-repeating grains and distinct colors throughout each pour, offering a truly unique appearance unlike anything else on the market. Learn more and find inspiration for your project at Cleveland Plywood. Cleveland Plywood Company, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland.
Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Dr. James Gooden at Milligan Vein offers an office treatment that can make you look and feel better, and your procedure is covered by most insurance. Visit milliganvein.com or call Dr. Gooden today at 423-961-5682.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
When it comes to Mayfield Dairy ice cream, you'll never have a boring bite. Their limited edition ice creams, cherry, chocolate chip, and banana pudding, are inspired by traditional Southern recipes and seasonal favorites. Pick some up today at your local grocery store. And a little reminder here, Bradley Central's Kimora Fields, the daughter of former Cleveland High School football and Mr. Tennessee winner Demetrius Fields, has officially signed to continue her basketball career at Clemson University. So congratulations to Kimora. She's a tremendous basketball player. By the way, Demetrius Fields, yes, I coached Demetrius Fields when he was 11 and 12 years old here at the local football here in Bradley County. So, man, it's hard to believe. You see kids like this, they get all grown up, they have a family, and then their kids are doing stuff like this. It really goes to show you how old I am and how fast life has flown by, man.
I get it.
It is crazy. It is crazy. By the way, a little funny thing, I saw this. Kirby Smart, they're playing, Georgia's playing Texas. Kirby Smart brought in fired Florida coach Billy Napier to the Bulldogs practice this week to help them prepare for Texas. Listen, Billy Napier beat Texas, and they beat them soundly. So all's fair in love and war, right? And Billy Napier, you're not coaching at Florida no more.
Come help us.
Come help us prepare for the Texas Longhorns this weekend.
I'm not familiar enough. Is there a relationship between Kirby and
I'm sure
Billy?
there is.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that Billy Napier is from around here.
Oh.
He grew up, where did he go to high school? In North Georgia. I can't remember which school.
I didn't know that.
Okay. So he's a local guy. All right, so you and I were talking about, and to be honest with you, we don't talk a ton of NFL here on The Drive, but I love it more than Andy and Jacob do. So when I get you in here, it's my opportunity to talk a little NFL football.
Let's do it.
So let's talk a little bit about the NFL. Listen, things have changed. I was under the impression, I thought Buffalo was going to be the team to beat in the AFC this year. But man, you look at the divisions. You got New England's up by, they're up with an 8-2 record, and then the AFC North is a mess. You got Pittsburgh sitting there at 5-4, but Baltimore, they're coming on strong, and Cincinnati may be getting Joe Burrow back. How does that help them? So that division's all up in the air.
They just brought him back to practice on Monday. The 21-day window is open. Oh, by the way, he is on my fantasy team, so I wouldn't mind having him back. But here's the thing. Joe Flacco has done very well since he's been with Cincinnati. Not in winning because their defense is horrible.
Oh, their defense is the worst.
But what if Joe Burrow comes back? Maybe you get one or two guys on defense back. That division is so
Trey
weak.
Henderson's been out for several weeks. Hendrickson.
He's out again this Sunday.
I know.
So I think that's 3 in a row. You get him back. You get Joe Burrow back. You know what? Cincinnati is not out of getting a wild card.
Right. Just get in the playoffs. Once you get in, anything can change. Just like we talked about these high school football games going on Friday.
Seen it.
All right, Indianapolis sitting there at 8-2. Jacksonville, who had a really good start at one point, they've fallen a little bit behind. They're sitting there at 5-4. So you got a 2.5 game lead there.
And they just lost to Carolina.
I know, man. That's the NFL for you.
It
and
is.
then, of course, the AFC West, to me, I think that's the best division. You got you got the Broncos sitting there at 8-2, the Chargers sitting there at 7-3, and the Chiefs 5-4, coming off the loss to Buffalo. Of course, they had an open date this past week.
They did, and they've got a game this week. I'm trying to remember who they play.
Who you talking about?
The Chiefs.
Oh, well, I'll tell you who
yeah,
they're playing.
I had it too. So while you're looking that up, so let's talk about the Chargers for half a second. You lose to the Giants, and then you're still at 7-3 and very much in the running.
Yeah, so let's see here. Kansas City at Denver, so it's a divisional game. So,
yeah.
And I know Denver is leading that division, but, man, their offense is sometimes difficult to watch.
Oh, my God.
But they got a great defense, man.
I blame Sean Payton for their offense because Bo Nix has proven you let him run outside the pocket a couple of times. He's capable of making the passes to Sutton, to Troy Franklin. They've got their tight end. I'm drawing a blank right now on his name. They've got weapons on offense. I feel like Sean Payton is
holding them back.
Is holding them back badly. And right now, Justin Herbert is in a little bit of a funk. He's not getting the ball to Keenan Allen. He's not getting the ball to Ladd McConkey. They can't run the ball. Kamal Vidal had a horrible game last week. So the Chargers are beatable. The Broncos have no offense. And here are the Chiefs sitting at 5-4.
I know.
And it's like, here comes Andy Reid.
Let me ask you something. We're going to get to the NFC here in a minute, but are you buying into New England?
Because of their weak division, I am.
Yeah.
They have the Dolphins this week, so they're 9-2.
Mike Vrabel, man, there's something. The Titans blew it big time when they fired that guy.
I agree. But it's all about systems. People talk about quarterbacks and systems, but it applies to head coaches too.
I agree.
If you don't have the general manager and the ownership that is on your side, and if they're constantly fighting you about players and schemes and whatnot, coaches have systems too. He's found a system, Vrabel has, and he's found a quarterback in Drake May.
May's playing well.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. He scrambles a little bit.
And they've got a pretty decent defense as well. Okay, so now in the NFC, you got Philadelphia, who big time separated themselves from the rest of that division. Is just a hot mess right now. I mean, Dallas is in second place. They're 3-5-1. The Commanders 3-7. Didn't see that. The Giants 2-8. Table, we know that was predictable. You could see that coming. The NFC North is a great division.
Oh,
you've got Detroit 6-3, Chicago 6-3. I didn't see that coming. Green Bay sitting there at 5-3-1, and you got Minnesota 4-5. They're in last place, but they're still in a position to make a postseason run.
J.J. McCarthy, second week back off his high ankle sprain. You've got Justin Jefferson, who is just a playmaker all the time. Minnesota got their linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel back. I'm telling you here,
that's a good division. All four teams,
great division, and the Bears are paper. That 6-3 is just a joke. They've had a fourth place schedule.
That helps.
Their bubble's going to pop. Caleb Williams is good, but he's not great. But look at who they've beaten, and they haven't beaten anybody in the top half of the NFL.
Yeah, but give them a few years. I think they're going to build something around there. So it's an interesting division. All right, the NFC South, which obviously around here a lot of Falcons fans, but the Tampa Bay 6-3, Carolina 5-5, the Falcons 3-6, and New Orleans sitting there at 2-8. I think there's only one playoff team out of that division. That's going to be probably Tampa Bay.
Absolutely. And the rest of the division, again, is trash.
Mm-hmm.
But Tampa Bay is one of those.
How do you feel about Baker Mayfield?
So I thought he was overrated. 2 years ago, he's overrated. He doesn't do much. But for 2 straight years, all he does is put up numbers, and his teams win.
I know. He made a believer out of me. I was this guy's a joke. He's too little, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there going, Drew Brees was little too. And he had a heck of a career. Boy, he has reinvented himself.
Agreed.
Listen, he bounced right. Of course, Cleveland is a disaster. He bounced off several other teams. He lands on Tampa at Tampa. He takes over after Manning, pretty much. After Brady leaves, and he's doggone it. He's turned into I'm not gonna say he's a top 5 quarterback.
No,
he's a top 10 quarterback.
He is a top 10, and he's a winner. You know what? Bottom line is, as a quarterback, you can only do so much. His teams win.
And he has limitations, and I think he knows his limitations.
He's not a great runner, but he can scramble.
Mm-hmm. Buy some time.
He does. He's not the best deep ball thrower, but he's accurate enough when he doesn't have the wide receivers right now because of injury.
Yep.
Godwin's injured. Mike Evans is injured. Emeka
Ibuka, he turned into a really good receiver.
I think he's out this week, isn't he?
Ibuka?
I'm pretty sure he's back this week.
Is he back this week?
But he was out for like 2 weeks because of his hamstring or something like that.
So who's Baker Mayfield throwing to? Bucky Irving is out. So how do they 6-3 and they don't have any offensive weapons on the field but Baker Mayfield?
Yep. All right, then the NFC West, who I think is a really good division, too. You got three solid teams. You got Seattle and the Rams tied at 7-2. You got the 49ers 6-4. And the Arizona Cardinals probably one of the better 3-6 teams out there. But that's a stacked division, too.
And I don't know if you're aware of it. I bet you are. Seattle and the Rams this week to take control of the division, and they have another game later on.
And it's
in the
in
year.
L.A. this time.
Which doesn't matter because L.A. has no home field advantage.
Well, the Rams have a better home field advantage than the Chargers do.
I would agree with that, but barely.
Barely, yeah.
And by the way, the Denver-Kansas City game is the first of two this year as well. So those are the two key matchups that I'm watching this week. Here's the thing, is if the Rams can run on Seattle's number one defense, and yes, I read this week, Seattle now has the number one, I don't know what the metric is, number one defense in the NFL. If the Rams can run the ball with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, the Rams are going to win. Matthew Stafford is having that good of a year.
He's having a great
But he needs the help.
He does. He absolutely does.
And Puka's back, so he missed a couple of games. It's going to be a fun game. What a division.
Okay. Who's the best team in the NFC overall, in your opinion? Best team.
I'm going to answer that after the Rams-Seattle. I say the winner of the Rams-Seattle is better than Philadelphia. I know Philadelphia beat the Rams on a fluky. Rams were trying to kick a field goal. And
we
it was
all
blocked.
we all know that.
Yeah. So I believe the winner of the Rams-Seattle game is the best team in the NFC.
I'm going with Detroit. I believe in this Detroit Lions team.
Are you saying now or later?
I'm talking about. I think they're going to be the team to beat in the NFC once the postseason gets here. I think they'll end up in their very first ever Super Bowl.
So I hope you're right, but they're not the best team now.
Maybe not now, but I still think that's the team that I would.
Did you know they have a top 10 defense? Nobody talks about their defense because of how good of a year Jared Goff is having and Amon St. Brown, and they're two juggernauts behind the quarterback.
Okay, who's the best team in the AFC? And we've got about 2 minutes to go.
Best team in the AFC.
Let me give mine first.
All right.
My team's coming off an embarrassing loss. I still think it's Buffalo. How they lost to Miami just blows me away. Maybe I'm thinking that they're as good as this year they've been in the last couple of years. They're probably not, but I'm still going with Buffalo. I'm a believer in this team, so I'm going Buffalo is the best team in the AFC.
I'm going to stay with Kansas City because Kansas City has proven year in and year out they don't care about the regular season. But my goodness, once Mahomes and Reed gets into the playoffs, they're unstoppable.
But the team to watch is the Baltimore Ravens.
Everybody's healthy.
Yeah, they're healthy. Jackson's back. If that team gets going, watch out for them.
You're saying Jackson. Did you see they got five defensive starters back last week?
Yeah, that team was decimated. Decimated by injuries.
And they're still in the playoff hunt.
Oh, and they're dangerous. Their division is a joke right now. The Steelers are leading that division 5-4. And everyone knows they're not. Listen, Tomlin's going to have his first losing season ever. I'm convinced of that.
And I think this is his last season too.
What about Aaron Rodgers? Think this is it for him too?
Yes,
I do too.
How do you keep Mike Tomlin, who's a 500 coach? I love him. He hasn't had a losing season.
Can't win a postseason game to save his life.
That's right.
Bart, thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. We had a blast again, didn't we?
I love it. Thank you so much, Jim.
Yeah. Hey, hope everyone out there is having a good Thursday. Stay tuned for what have we got next? I don't remember. I think we got the NFL. I think we got the Jets in New England later on today. Anyway, hope everyone is having a good Thursday. We'll be back here at 5 o'clock tomorrow.
Cleveland Tire Center, locally owned and operated for over 45 years. Cleveland Tire, your one-stop auto care shop in Cleveland. North Lee Highway, where the name says it all.
Need a new shop, garage, or other unique space?